this about?
You know, we kind of got off to a bad start yesterday, and I wanted to make it up to you. I mean, after all...
What if your apology actually makes things worse? Shrek teaches 2 secret phrases to perfectly fix any bad start. So watch until the end.
You. Can I just tell you that you was really great back then, man? Those gods, they thought they was all of that. Then you showed up and bam, they was tripping over themselves like babes in the woods. See that? That really made me feel good to see that.
Oh, that's great. Really?
Man, it's good to be free. Now, great back then, man. Those gods, they thought they was all of that. Then you showed up and bam, they was tripping over themselves.
All of that. All of that is a slang phrase used to describe someone who is arrogant, stylish, or thinks they are very important. It implies a certain confidence or swagger. It's a great, informal way to talk about people who are a little too proud of themselves. He walked in wearing designer clothes, thinking he was all of that. It describes someone acting with a lot of self-importance and arrogance.
Up and bam, they was tripping over themselves like babes in the woods. See that?
Tripping over themselves. The idiom, tripping over themselves, means trying so hard to do something that you become clumsy and ineffective, often to impress someone. It creates a funny image of people being completely disorganized because of someone's impressive arrival or action. The hotel staff were tripping over themselves to please the famous movie star. It shows that the staff were making a huge, slightly chaotic effort to provide good service. Babes in the woods. Calling someone babes in the woods means they are naive, innocent, and helpless in a difficult or dangerous situation. In this context, it humorously exaggerates how clueless and unprepared the guards were when Shrek appeared. It makes them seem completely out of their league. As new investors, they were babes in the woods and quickly lost their money. It describes people who are innocent and lack the experience to handle a complex situation. Tripping over themselves. The idiom, tripping over themselves, means trying so hard to do something that you become clumsy and ineffective, often to impress someone. It creates a funny image of people being completely disorganized because of someone's impressive arrival or action. The hotel staff were tripping over themselves to please the famous movie star. It shows that the staff were making a huge, slightly chaotic effort to provide good service. Babes in the woods. Calling someone babes in the woods means they are naive, innocent, and helpless in a difficult or dangerous situation. In this context, it humorously exaggerates how clueless and unprepared the guards were when Shrek appeared. It makes them seem completely out of their league. As new investors, they were babes in the woods and quickly lost their money. It describes people who are innocent and lack the experience to handle a complex situation.
What that thing could do to you.
Yeah, it'll grind your bones for its bread.
Yes. Well, actually, that would be a giant. Now, ogres, oh, they're much worse. They'll make a suit from your freshly peeled skin. No. They'll shave your liver.
Do you know what that thing could do to you? Yeah, it'll grind your bones for its bread.
Grind your bones for bread. This is a classic fairy tale threat. Grind your bones for bread is a vivid, gruesome idiom meaning to completely destroy someone. It originates from stories about giants and ogres. While you won't use this in everyday chat, it's a fantastic example of storytelling language. In the old story, the giant famously roared, "I'll grind his bones to make my bread." It expresses a terrifying threat of utter destruction, typical of a fairy tale villain.
That would be a giant. Now, ogres, oh, they're much worse.
Emphatic sentence structure. Notice the pause after "now ogres." This is a grammatical trick to build suspense. By stating the subject, ogres, and then pausing, the speaker makes the following description. They're much worse, much more dramatic and impactful. It draws the listener in. That new restaurant, it's incredible. It shows how stating the topic first, then describing it, adds emphasis.
freshly peeled skin. No! They'll shave your liver, squeeze...
Shave your liver. This is a highly creative and absurd threat. Shave your liver has no literal meaning, but its purpose is to sound terrifying and bizarre. Writers and speakers sometimes invent phrases like this to be memorable and create a specific tone, in this case, darkly humorous and scary. The villain in the cartoon threatened to rearrange my freckles, which was just a silly way to say he'd beat me up. It shows how made-up, nonsensical threats can be used for comedic or stylistic effect.
Forgive each other!
Oh, yeah. You're right, Donkey. I forgive you. For stabbing me in the back!
Oh! You're so wrapped up in layers, onion boy, you're afraid of your own feelings.
Go away.
See? There you are, doing it again, just like you did to Fiona. And all she ever do was like you. Maybe even like you.
You're right, Donkey. I forgive you. For stabbing me in the back!
Stabbing me in the back. Stabbing someone in the back is a powerful idiom that means betraying a person who trusts you. Shrek feels Donkey has sided with Fiona against him, which he sees as a deep personal betrayal. This phrase is used when someone's actions are perceived as disloyal and hurtful. He told the boss all my secrets. He really stabbed me in the back. It describes an act of betrayal by someone who is supposed to be a trusted friend or colleague.
Oh! You're so wrapped up in layers, onion boy, you're afraid of your own feelings.
Wrapped up in layers. Being wrapped up in layers is a metaphor for being emotionally guarded and complex. Donkey is referring to Shrek's earlier comment about ogres having layers like onions. It means Shrek has built so many emotional walls that he can't even admit his own feelings of hurt or love. She's so wrapped up in layers of sarcasm, it's hard to know when she's being serious. It describes someone who hides their true self behind multiple emotional or behavioral defenses.
Again, just like you did to Fiona. And all she ever do was like you. Maybe even love you.
All she ever do was... Grammatically, this should be all she ever did was... However, in some informal dialects of English, it's common to use the base form of the verb like this. Donkey's speech is very colloquial and natural, so this mistake is actually a feature of his character's voice. It makes him sound more authentic. All he ever do is complain about work. It shows an informal, dialectal way of expressing a habitual action in the past.
Layers.
Oh, aye.
Well, I have a bit of a confession to make. Donkeys don't have layers. We wear our fear right out there on our sleeves.
Wait a second. Donkeys don't have sleeves.
You know what I mean.
Oh, you can't tell me you're afraid of heights.
Have layers.
Oh, aye.
Well, I have a bit of a confession to make.
Make a confession. The verb that naturally goes with confession is make. This is a strong collocation. We say someone makes a confession when they admit to something secret or embarrassing. It's much more common and sounds more natural than saying do a confession or give a confession. After weeks of hiding the truth, he finally decided to make a full confession to the police. It describes the act of formally admitting something you did wrong.
Of a confession to make. Donkeys don't have layers. We wear our fear right out there on our sleeves.
Wear our fear on our sleeves. This is a clever twist on the idiom to wear your heart on your sleeve, which means to show your emotions openly. By swapping heart for fear, Donkey is saying that he shows his fear very obviously for everyone to see. He isn't trying to hide that he is scared. She's not shy about her opinions. She wears her heart on her sleeve. It describes someone who is very open and transparent about their feelings.
All this about?
You know, we kind of got off to a bad start yesterday, and I wanted to make it up to you. I mean, after all, you did rescue me.
Thanks. What's all this about?
You know, we kind of got off to a bad start yesterday, and I wanted to...
Got off to a bad start. The phrase, get off to a bad start, means that the beginning of a relationship, project, or event was negative or filled with conflict. Fiona is acknowledging that her first interactions with Shrek were not very friendly, and she wants to improve their relationship. The vacation got off to a bad start when our flight was delayed for 3 hours. It means the beginning of an experience was marked by problems.
Yesterday, and I wanted to make it up to you. I mean, after...
Make it up to you. To make it up to someone means to do something good to compensate for a previous mistake, bad behavior, or for having caused trouble. It's an apology in action. Fiona is offering breakfast as a way to atone for being difficult the day before. I'm sorry I missed your birthday, so I'm taking you to dinner to make it up to you. It means to do something positive to correct a past negative action.
Fiona.
As promised. Now hand it over.
Very well, Ogre. The deed to your swamp, cleared out as agreed. Take it and go, before I change my mind. Forgive me, Princess, for startling you, but... Fiona.
As promised. Now hand it over.
Hand it over. Hand it over is a direct and informal command to give something to someone. The tone can change depending on the context. Here, Farquaad is being dismissive and commanding. It's not a polite request. It's an order, showing his power in the situation. The librarian smiled and said, "When you're done, just hand it over the counter." It shows a more casual and neutral use of the phrase.
Now hand it over.
Very well, Ogre. The deed to your swamp, cleared out as agreed. Take...
Deed. In this context, a deed is not just an action. It refers to a specific official legal document that proves ownership of property, like land or a house. Farquaad is giving Shrek the legal title to the swamp, which is the official proof that the swamp now belongs to him. When they bought the house, they signed the deed at the lawyer's office. It refers to the legal document used to transfer ownership of property.
Cleared out as agreed. Take it and go, before I change my mind.
Before I change my mind? This phrase is used to create urgency and show impatience. Before I change my mind is a mild threat, suggesting the offer is temporary and can be withdrawn. Farquaad's tone is arrogant. He's making it clear that his goodwill is limited and Shrek should leave quickly before the deal is off. Okay, you can borrow the car, but bring it back by 10 p.m. before I change my mind. It's used to pressure someone to accept an offer quickly.
I really know.
For your information, there's a lot more to ogres than people think.
Example?
Example? Okay, ogres are like onions.
They stink?
Yes. No.
Oh, they make you cry?
No.
Oh, you leave them out in the sun, they get all brown, start sprouting little white hairs.
No. Lay it.
Oh, not really, no.
For your information, there's a lot more to ogres than people think.
For your information. For your information is an expression used to emphasize a fact, often when you feel slightly annoyed or are correcting someone. Shrek uses it here to make it clear that he's about to challenge Donkey's prejudiced view of ogres. It sets a firm, corrective tone. For your information, I did finish my homework. I just left it at home. It shows how the phrase is used to introduce a fact in a defensive or emphatic way.
Example? Okay, ogres are like onions.
They stink.
Simile are like onions. This is a famous simile. A simile is a figure of speech that directly compares two different things using like or as. Shrek is trying to explain his complexity by comparing himself to an onion. This comparison is the central metaphor for his personality throughout the movie. He runs as fast as the wind. This simile uses as to compare the speed of a person to the speed of the wind.
They make you cry.
No!
Oh, you leave them out in the sun, they get all brown, start sprouting little white hairs.
Sprouting. The verb to sprout means for a plant to start producing new growth, like leaves or shoots. Here, it's used metaphorically to describe the little white hairs that grow on an onion when it gets old. It creates a vivid, almost biological image of the onion aging. After the rain, I saw new buds sprouting on all the trees. It describes the beginning of new growth on a plant.
Hope you learned something cool today with English by Movie. Hit like, subscribe for more, and let's chat in the comments. Don't miss what's coming next. Bye for now.